Christmas is over, or is it? Because, as is usual, I've received quite a few gifts that were food or drink related, so let's taste a few of those today. I have 5 things to taste today, starting with this beer, Dorset Knob, named, I believe, after the famous Dorset Knobs biscuits, which are kind of like a baked goods. They're like a very dry, crisp bread. This is from the Dorset Brewing Company. It's only 3.9% alcohol, cooled to cellar temperature, not ice cold, but not warm either. Let's open it up and have a look. And I haven't actually read the tasting notes. There are tasting notes on the back, but let's give it a taste and see how close I get. Lovely. Well, there we go. On the nose then. Fruity and a little bit malty. Tasting time. Quite sharp and crisp at the beginning. Bready sort of malts. And got a quick finish, but a slight but lingering hoppy bitterness. Let's see what the tasting notes actually have to say. So the tasting notes say hoppy, floral, and malty zesty. Not getting much of the floral, but it is there, yes. Nice. Well, there we go. So that's Dorset Knob Ale. Beer that's right on the button. Now, if only we had some kind of savoury, crispy snack to go with this. Well, we have, because the next thing is these mushroom chips from the Nutcracker House. These are shiitake mushrooms. Shiitake mushrooms, palm oil, sugar, salt. It doesn't say whether or not that is sustainably sourced. Anyway, now what I thought was unusual about these is that I've made dried mushrooms many a time, and I've made kind of dried mushroom beer snacks, and they didn't come out like this. Because, I do dislike these bags that just tear like that. Because these are crispy. These, I guess, must have been deep fried, and they look like they've not been dehydrated first. They've been deep fried from fresh shiitake mushrooms, because if they'd been dehydrated, they'd have been all wrinkly. Let's give them a taste. Texture is like a kind of corn chip type of thing. It's, yeah, very much like a crunchy corn chip. Not overly salty. I think they could actually stand a little bit more salt on them. But not a bad beer snack, actually. Yeah, could do with a bit more salt, really, if they're going to be a beer accompaniment. But interesting and quite mildly flavoured. Really don't taste very mushroomy at all. They're just crispy. They taste a bit like just a plain corn chip. Anyway, what have we got next? The reason I was given beer is my kids often ask me, what do you want for Christmas? What do you want for your birthday? And I always just say, oh, if you can't think of anything, just get me a bottle of beer or get me some hot sauce. I kind of got double whammy here because I've got beer flavoured hot sauce. Now, this is a kind of novelty, 6 different beer flavoured hot sauces. Very much a novelty Christmas dad gift. I'm going to taste 2 of these today. I'm not going to taste every single one of these. We've got IPA, lager, porter, Belgian style, stout and pilsner. I am going to taste just 2 of these today, and that's going to be, let's say, stout. How are you meant to get these out of here? I suppose through the bottom. Well, it's well wrapped. So I think we're going to have stout and IPA. So first off, I'm just going to taste these straight out of the bottle. I've seen this style of bottle before, and these are very much the gifty hot sauces. And these can be a bit hit and miss, but in any case, I very much appreciate the sentiment. So I think we'll start with the stout flavour. They don't look that different. This one's ever so slightly darker, which is to be expected. Okay, I'm going to taste a tiny bit of this on its own first, and we'll see what that's like. So a little bit of this. This is the stout flavoured hot sauce. Oh, it's a nice hot sauce. It's a nice kind of Tabasco style hot sauce, nothing to dislike there. Can't say I really got the beer in there, but maybe I'll get an appreciation of what the beer's about when I try the IPA, which is a lot thinner sauce, interestingly. Oh yeah, okay. So sweeter and a little bit more sticky. Slightly more acidic and also with a hoppy bitterness. So yeah, I get it. I'm not sure that I really taste the beer in there, but I'm tasting something that's not just hot sauce. But anyway, we can't just taste hot sauce on its own. So I'm going to just go and grab something quickly to eat. Okay, well here we go. A couple of sourdough muffins topped with shredded gammon and vintage red Leicester cheese, just melted a little bit under the grill. So let's try these with the, well, we'll have stout flavoured hot sauce on that one. Now, interestingly, it's flavoured, not flavour, which in the UK means it must contain the actual thing. So stout is on the left, IPA on the right. Well, let's try the IPA one first. This is going to be messy. That works okay. Not desperately hot, I would say. I just noticed actually these are imported from the United States, so actually what I've just said about flavoured may not be true in this case. I don't know if that's the same law in the United States, but anyway. Right, the stout flavour. It's definitely the more interesting of the two. Maybe we just need more of it. The IPA, definitely more tangy. The stout variety, well, you can definitely get the malts from it. Definitely getting a kind of maltiness from this one. I would think if I was blind tasting these, I'd probably be hard pushed to guess that they were beer flavour. But they're nice enough hot sauces, and like I say, I did get what I asked for here. Right, just going to finish this up, and then we'll try something else. So, that was lunch. How about something sweet? So Cadbury's Bourneville Old Jamaica Dark Chocolate Rum and Raisin. This is something I only ever see at Christmas. This again was a present. It used to be just branded Old Jamaica and used to be in different packaging, but it kind of got absorbed into the Bourneville range. 100% sustainably sourced cocoa, partnering with Fair Trade Foundation. This is just Cadbury's dark chocolate. I suppose you're going to want to know the cocoa solids. Cocoa solids, 36% minimum. So this is only a 36% cocoa solids dark chocolate, which is pretty low for a dark chocolate. But that's Cadbury's Bourneville for you. Anyway, yeah, and it does smell of rum. Tasting time. And actually the rum and raisin is a really nice combination. But what this tastes of for me is nostalgia. My dad was always given a bar of Old Jamaica rum and raisin for Christmas and birthdays, and he would give us a square of this. And so this flavour, regardless of how good or bad this is as a piece of chocolate, this flavour is the taste of nostalgia. And speaking of nostalgia, there is one more item to try. Now, this is not a compact cassette. This is a tin in the shape of a compact cassette. And of course, Awesome Mix Volume 1, if you know, you know. This is a tin of fruit drops. Ingredients: sugar, glucose syrup, acidifier, citric acid, natural flavourings. So these are just going to be sugar fruit drops, but in a novelty can that doesn't want to open. Okay. Well, fruit drops. Gosh, there's there's about 8 of them in there. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 of them in there. I assume these are going to be different flavours, so I will try a red one. Of course, there were no colourings in them. Yeah, that tastes of fruit. Honestly, that is not the most interesting fruit drop sweet I've ever tasted. In fact, it just tastes of sugar and very generic faint fruitiness. But it's not the fruit drops that really matter here. It's this very fun little tin, which I have no idea what I'm going to do with, but what a lovely little tin this is. And of course, like I say, it's Awesome Mix Volume 1. So I suppose I should rank these somehow. So I think in fifth place, these mushroom chips. They are really interesting, and obviously something's got to come last. I think they could probably have done with a little bit more salt just to make them into an interesting beer snack. Of course, I can sprinkle a bit of salt on them. So fifth place, I think, is going to be the mushroom chips. Nice as they are, something's got to come last. Fourth place, I think, is going to be Cadbury's Bourneville. It's not particularly good chocolate, but it's the taste of nostalgia. I think in third place, it's going to be the tin of fruit drops. The fruit drops are just, you know, honestly, I would just buy the tin. I think that's why people buy that, is for the tin. The fruit drops themselves are not great, but what a fun little tin that is. Maybe I can do a Arduino or Raspberry Pi project in there. Second place is going to be the beer flavoured hot sauce. It's not the most interesting hot sauce. It's pretty generic Tabasco style hot sauce, but it's quite nice. And they are different. I'm not sure I would have guessed that they've got beer in them, although I haven't tried all 6. I've only tried 2 out of the 6. But there we go. And so in first place, it is Dorset Knob Ale, the beer that's right on the button. But the point is, I appreciate all of these things. I really love being given unusual things to taste, or sometimes just unusually named things to taste. So it has been a really great Christmas, and if you're watching this, thank you to everyone who gave me these gifts. I truly appreciate them, I really do. I just love having a variety of things to taste, and so these Christmas gifts for me were the perfect gifts. So that's been my 5 tastes of Christmas gifts. I've quite enjoyed just sitting here tasting things on purpose. I hope you found that interesting. I'd like to wish you a really happy new year. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.